SWAC Football Media Days once again taking place in the city of Birmingham, aka the Magic City. And of course, we run into so many great individuals. And joining me now is the Commissioner of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, is Dr. Charles McClelland. Dr. McClelland, always good to see you, sir. How does it feel to have another media day now in the books?
Feels good, Mo. This is the kickoff for us for football season. Over 252 media outlets here set another record, so the interest in SWAC football is still at a high clip, and we're just excited that everybody was out, got an opportunity to talk to the coaches and the student athletes.
A lot of changes this upcoming season, especially for football. I want to talk about what went into the idea of now bringing those tablets on the sideline for the football team, similar to what the NFL is doing.
Well, the NCAA just adopted the rule, so this is the first year that it could be done throughout college football, and we just wanted to be on the front end of it. We think we have outstanding coaches. This technology will allow them to be even better coaches. So as you saw with the NFL, they can make real-time adjustments. So the conference office wanted to step up and make sure that all 12 institutions have the same tablets, the same setup, and the same technology.
Now, this year it's kind of unique with the coaches that you just mentioned. 5 first-year coaches and then 3 second-year coaches. So well over half of your head coaches in the league are new to the head coaching roles, but they're not new to the conference. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I think it's good. And, you know, oftentimes when we talk about coaching changes, it's talking about coaches getting fired. But we've had a really good record of coaches moving on to bigger and better things. So all of those are not necessarily on the bad side. Anytime you can bring new life, new energy, new blood into the conference, it's significant. You're talking about 3 Houston Oilers, 2 of the greatest defensive backs, and Eddie Robinson as a linebacker played with Steve McNair, a standing member of this conference from a collegiate player now to a college coach. It just continues to enhance our pool and our depth of coaches and talent.
You mentioned Coach Eddie Robinson. Of course, he and Coach Connell Manor of Alabama A&M will go head-to-head in a couple of months here in the Magic City. Of course, there are potential changes for the future, or at least they're talking about it. But when we just push that aside, how important is that rivalry to the city of Birmingham and also to this wonderful conference?
Well, when you have Willie Beeman, Connell Manor on the sidelines, it's always an exciting opportunity. Alabama State, Alabama A&M Magic City Classic, in my opinion, is one of, if not the best classic. You really don't know about it until you attend, but the way that the mayor kind of sets the city up, the way that this entire community embraces that game, it's unique and it's like none other. So as long as Alabama State and Alabama A&M has that rich tradition and history, that classic will always be one of the best.
And of course, a lot of great classic within the SWAC. Of course, Magic City, the Bayou Classic, the Florida Classic, Arkansas Pine Bluff participating in the Southern Heritage Classic. You know, the SWAC is just full of classic, but of course, beyond the classic, you add pageantry and a lot of history that you've been a part of for so many of those.
Yeah, and a lot of fans. We have 7 games where there's 50,000 people or more. That's a remarkable record. 47 of the last 48 years leading FCS in attendance, and with the addition of HBCU Go and the upgrading of ESPN's packages, we're in 82 million homes each and every time our game is on. So that's significant, and it again helps enhance the overall brand. I'm extremely proud, I'm extremely honored to lead this conference, and we just want to continue to do the right things for the conference and the student athletes.
I took a look at the press release from Andrew Roberts today about now the addition of the SWAC Digital Network with many football games. So now ESPN, HBCU Go, and SWAC Digital Network. So in a nutshell, every game will be on some form of streaming platform this year. How important was that for you and the presidents and the ADs to get that job done?
Very important. We heard that our constituents wanted that. We didn't rush it because we want it done in a correct fashion. We want it to be a quality broadcast. So there were several things we had to do behind the scenes to get it done. But regardless of where you are, you will be able to watch each and every SWAC game. That's a true remarkable feat. Something that our fans wanted, something our student athletes wanted, something the institutions wanted, and it's here for the 24 football season.
Of course, Dr. McClelland, you received another extension from the athletic directors and presidents a few months ago. Talk about how important that is for you to continue being in this position and pushing your vision forward.
Well, just humbled that they thought enough of me to continue and to extend, and ultimately the vision starts with the membership. My job is to carry out what they want and to create these different opportunities. And the fact that they have shown enough, in me or seen enough in me to say, Charles, we want you to continue to lead this conference. It's just a humbling experience.
I know this is Football Media Day, but I have to backtrack as far as what went on the last year for you for NCAA basketball. You were the chairman of the men's basketball committee. We saw you hand the trophy to UConn after winning the championship. How much did you enjoy that experience these past few months?
Enjoyed it a lot, very, very much enjoyed it. And it puts you in the room of rooms, right? It put me in a room that I've never been in before, and you could take all of those lessons learned, and I think it will help me become a better commissioner. But for the Southwestern Athletic Conference to lead the basketball committee, to be the face of that organization, that tournament, it's a humbling, again, experience, and you have to approach it that way because it could, in some instances, be overwhelming because you carry a huge burden with that. But a life-changing experience and one that I think will help me become a better commissioner.
And one other thing with basketball, after we get out of the football season, got some changes to the conference slate. The ladies are going to have their own night with Thursday night games, and the men's will have a game on Monday, and then we have the doubleheaders on Saturday. Let's talk about, like, how did we come to the fact that we want to make sure that the young lady student athletes for every SWAC institution get their own night with the schedule?
Again, that was a derivative of the membership. It started in the Athletic Directors and Senior Women's Administrators Committee. They talked to the basketball committee. It went up to the Council of Presidents, and it was voted in. So our responsibility is to put the schedules together, assign the officials, but it was truly a membership-driven change. That's what they wanted, and that's what we're going to implement.
How much do you think that's going to benefit the student athletes, especially the ladies?
I think it's going to be significant. We're one of the only conferences, I think there might be one other, that still have double hitters. So it gives opportunity for the women's basketball to grow and expand. You know, one of the concerns that we had was them standing alone. Is that going to affect crowd participation? But we're going to try to work with the member institutions to do the things that are necessary. And you can't be afraid to try. If it doesn't work, we always have the opportunity to go back to what we did. But we think they deserve their own, and I think that it's going to work out very well.
All right, final question, Dr. McClelland. I know you are a basketball guy, and it so happened that there's a lot of athletic directors who have that basketball background, you know, Travion, Scott, and then Ashley over at Jackson State, Roman Banks, Dr. Paul Bryant at Alabama A&M. So I'm just kind of curious, when we get to the SWAC basketball tournament, maybe semifinal night or final night or whatever, instead of like halftime entertainment from the bands, which we can still get, can we maybe get like some 3-on-3 between like these ADs who used to play ball and, you know, kind of, you know, get some SWAC extra pride in there?
You know, I don't know about the other ones, but I'm washed up, Mo. So I broke my shoulder a couple of months ago, and arthritis is kicking in, and my knee hurts. So they can play. I'll just be the official.
All right, you heard it. Dr. McClelland said he'll be the official to make it all happen. We'll see how that goes in the upcoming months. Once again, this is SWAC Football Media Day 2024. We're hanging out with Dr. Charles McClelland. We'll be right back on Fox 54. Perfect.
Appreciate you, Mo.
No problem. Appreciate